Brilliant. Okay, we're recording. So, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the language sandwich part of our Capita Translation Interpreting kickoff this week. I'm Sue Bro from the language sandwich, as you know, and we've got Jack, who is my co-host today.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Jack's saving me because I was a little bit scared about all these amount of people. What the heck? We're all Capita family here today. So we're gonna dive straight in with a bit of a sort of a nod to the day that we are today, and we are the Spring Festival, alternatively known as Chinese New Year. And hands up anybody who knows what year we're getting into. I love this, like being in charge of a school. And I've got red on because it's lucky. Jack's probably got his red pants on because that's also lucky.
Socks.
We've all swept our houses out. So, Year of the Tiger. I had a few hands up there. Well, you can put it in the comments as well if you want. That's good.
I did. I don't know if that's the tiger. Is it tiger? Yeah, I think so.
Definitely.
It is tiger. What do you reckon, Tom? I reckon it is tiger. I love it when the plan comes together.
If anybody's read my LinkedIn post, it's definitely.
Lucy, I was a tiger. That's brilliant. I'm a monkey. Any more offers?
What did you say it was, Sue? Let's try that again. What did you say?
It's Year of the Tiger, Tom.
Not the eye of the tiger.
No.
Oh no.
So Tom was meant to do that first time Sue said tiger, just for anyone that was wondering. Spectacular.
So is this another bongo bingo?
Yeah, that's why I said so. It's a bit like bongo bingo, isn't it? I do think it is. Marcia, we've got another tiger. How many tigers have we got in the room?
It's a great
I've seen
question.
a few there in the chat. Any more monkeys along with me?
Certainly a day of all the twos. 0202 2022.
Yes, 2222. I saw that as well. I think that's a good sign. Okay, well look, we're gonna start with an alphabet game, and then we're gonna go to a couple of questions that came in on LinkedIn when we put the post out about what we're doing, if that's all right, but because what the language sandwich is, for those that haven't seen it, we chat informally about languages, and sometimes, I mean, I tend to talk about accents, and we're going to be a little bit more talking about the industry and giving people a lot more information this year.
Yep.
Now that people know who we are, we're going to start giving them very useful information, which is kind of good. Before we go to the first question that I picked up of LinkedIn, I'm going to go to the alphabet game because that's part of the sort of concept. Now, we've put these down in order, and we've got categories ready. And just so that everybody knows the rules, because we came across people that don't know the rules. Jack?
Okay, so it's really simple. Like I said before, guys, don't worry about it. What happens is Sue's going to give everyone a category. And your category, well, obviously, you'll know that when you find out. And what you've got to do is you've got 30 seconds to name something in that category going through the alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E. The most difficult part is usually remembering the alphabet for me. So don't worry if you get stuck.
Because you mustn't write it down.
You can't write it down. That's a big no-no. But any answer as well, if it's funny, if it's interesting, if it's a little bit, especially if it's in a different language, that's a little hint there for everyone. That's a really great way to get around anything that you don't know. So be creative and be as fun as you like. It's not too serious, okay?
Yes, and the one that gets the furthest, as there are some reward points up for grabs. So it's not just a bit of fun, it's actually, we can actually get something, so that's cool. I've passed that on. And I also forgot to mention, we do have a mystery guest in the room. That mystery guest is pretending to be somebody they're not, and we're going to go to questions in 20 minutes. We're going to do a yes/no to see who can guess who that person is, that mystery guest.
Did you have a question, Katie? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, are we all okay? No questions? No, okay.
No, just shout out anytime you want. Just shout out because it does become a bit of a free for all this. So right, we've got you in order, and Sean Marlowe. I'm sorry, you're the victim. You're the first victim up to the alphabet, and you've shown how it's done, mate.
Yeah, sure. I'll show everybody exactly how it's done. That's me all over. Go on then.
No worries.
Are
Right,
you
I'm,
ready with your ABCs? This is a brand new category, never been done before, Sean.
Fire away.
Are you ready? So, because it's extra large, we're giving you a larger scope. So, when Jack gives you the go, it's desserts, puddings, biscuits, sweet things.
you ready?
Sure.
Go.
Ananas torte. Cherry pie. Dessert.
Hang on, where's B?
I was about to say that.
I did say.
Ah, yes.
That
It's a
little second
banana
letter.
cake.
I had banana cake as well.
Banana cake.
Yes. If anybody feels sorry for victims on this quiz, you can always stick them one in the chat. They might see it and it might get them further.
And that's your 30-second shot.
Well,
would
since
say-
I missed B, I couldn't really go back, could I?
I don't think you got to B, Sean. I think you only got A.
Exactly.
I think
So
some
do I
help
get
from
a-
the audience. I think some help
Do I
from the
get a
audience
point for
will
that
be
being
allowed.
in German?
Yeah, you definitely get an extra point for that from me. So yeah, I did say that. So at the minute, C to beat. So let's I'll write that down, but I'm pretty sure someone could get a bit further than that as we go along. Who's next, Sue?
I'm going to skip to Will. Are you ready, Will?
I'm ready.
There's a man like a rabbit in the headlights. Okay, Will, are you ready? Pizza toppings.
Go.
Anchovies, basil, chicken, diced chicken, enchiladas, figs, goat's cheese,
Oh, nice pizza.
jalapenos. Ice.
And that's it. That's your time. That's it. I apologise to anyone who speaks Spanish.
Will,
on the
Will,
call.
Will, spell jalapenos.
H.
No.
I said I apologise to anyone on the call that does speak Spanish, but you know, and
So, I'm sorry. As
The MD.
I'm going to say, can we go to Antonio? Can we go to Antonio for a ruling on jalapenos? Are we letting him have that as a J, or are we making him finish on J or I? I'm just saying.
Well, I thought he was using jalapenos for H.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way we're gonna get
He's
him.
not.
No
doing
way,
that,
no way.
okay. So,
Thank you, Antonio.
okay,
Absolutely
so
no way.
Will got as
I'm
far
sorry,
as
Will,
G.
I'm sorry.
It's a fix.
I would like Marty and Juice's backing on this, that chicken does not belong on pizza. It does in the alphabet game, but not in real life.
Back you up. I back you up. I'm
Max.
trying to fight this habit, but it's difficult.
I don't
I
think
like
I
the
used to either.
cultural side of it. Whenever we get into this conversation, because we've got so many nationalities in the team. I love it because we all know now that we don't put chicken in pasta and we don't put chicken on pizzas from our Italian colleagues.
Just,
I want to know when
Doesn't
Will
make
last ordered basil to be put on his pizza.
Every time.
Really?
Uh-huh.
We're a very multicultural family, now, of you know, Mark Unit. That's it's just
Fluent Spanish as well.
in Spanish.
Oh dear.
No
Right,
worries.
we're gonna go next because we need to get to the mystery guest for 4:30. We're gonna go next to we're gonna go to our lovely Alicia in New York, who was press ganged into this by Tom Shaw. Well, that's cool. She's cool with it. And she was trying to get a five-step start with a category, but I'm really sorry. We were harsh with Will for jalapeno with a J. So, in fact, I'm confused about that now. But are you ready, Alicia?
As ready as I'll ever be.
I think you'll like it. Hobbies and jobs, occupations.
That's a good one. Right, you ready? Go.
Architect. Basketball, cricket, director,
Engineer.
engineer, brilliant. Fisherman, ABCDFG, guide, ABCDFGH, hospital worker, or hockey.
And that's your
H.
time. And that's your time. H.
That
I
was
can't
really
believe I only got
good.
as far as Will.
No, technically you beat Will because apparently jalapeno's got a J in it.
I want a recount. I demand a recount if that's a tie score.
Jalapeno should be everybody's H from now on. Just like I introduced I for ice, like ice goes on every category. Whatever happens, ice will be.
Anybody that's seen your first ever go at the alphabet game, Tom, is always going to say ice when they get to it's toppings for ice. Right, we're halfway through the alphabet game, and I'm going to actually take a serious question. And this is open to anybody. It was someone on LinkedIn, Kari Botwa, who is a charity translators coordinator, asked, what translator training floats the boat for LSPs? I mean, she's asking in general, but for us, I'm taking that more of an angle of, would anybody like to jump in and just go through our onboarding process and our, how we vet our linguists and what training we do like them to have, or continued training? Any volunteers to give us a 5 minutes on that? Have we got anybody from vendor management?
I vote Antonio.
I think, yeah, you have to put it in a nutshell, I'm afraid, though, Antonio, because you know how cheeky I am, and how I just cut people off and say that's enough right next time, so I'll let you go for it.
What are you trying to imply with that, Sue?
That I'm a real ogre.
So what was the question again? What training rocks your boat for translators?
Yeah, the actual question, what translator training floats the boat for LSPs? But I was thinking about the onboarding process really, and how rigorous it is.
Well, probably you could probably start as to whether the onboarding process is probably good, but the first thing is, do you want to have translators who have gone through university, have done translation degrees? Is a translation degree essential to be a translator, or could you be a translator and have done a law degree if you're a legal translator? So probably that's already an element of discussion, isn't it? Whether do you need to have a translation degree to be a translator? I'm sure a lot of people in our call would say you need a translation degree because we all did that, but I would argue a little bit of that. I think if you're doing legal translations, for example, a law degree. If you're Spanish and you have a law degree in England, you're probably also in a good position to do certain type of translations if you also have some translation background or translation training. So I think that would be one point. Then when you're looking at onboarding, well, I think it's a lot of businesses, a lot of companies will do training for the translators on tools. At the moment, I think technology training for a translator is critical because they're so immersed on technologies in it, so you can't avoid technology for most of the stuff that a translator will do. But that would be, in a nutshell, my points, rather than driving you through the vendor management onboarding process, which I thought maybe a bit too long.
Yeah, no, cool. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. We did have. I've got another in a nutshell later if Tom Shaw's with us, and I also had a question from Vishal, who used to be with us as a project manager, and he brought quite a relevant question up with the rise in demand of Netflix and all the platforms like this. How are LSPs hoping helping with subtitles, audio visual localization. What's the future of multimedia localization? We could do a language sandwich just on that subject, and I think I might actually. Who sees? How do people see the automation going that way? Is there anybody on our in language solutions that wants to put the hand up?
Don't make us pick on Antonio again. Come on, that's not fair.
I mean, to be fair, that's a whole. I will say to Vishal, that's a whole episode of its own, and I will get the right person on and go through it. I think we can all safely say, yeah, that's exploded.
I think we can all safely say that I'm not the person to be co-hosting that one, Sue. So yeah, I think someone from the language solutions team will definitely have to step up there. It can't be me.
I'll tell you what, I'll leave the question out there. Everybody have a think about putting in the comments their idea of that, and also think about if you want to just give us 2 minutes. Antonio made it quite quick. Don't worry, we won't put anyone under any pressure, and we can always go. Maybe go to the mystery guest before we go. Maybe we'll go to the mystery guest before we do the last 3 of the alphabet quiz. How about that? What do you reckon, Jack?
Depends if our mystery guest is ready.
Mystery guest is ready. However, I've got a quick bit of statistical information in response to that last question. I knew there was some.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Last year, 7 million runtime minutes in 2021, and 5 million, and that's for subtitled by Netflix. So there's 7 million runtime minutes were subtitled.
Just for Netflix for last year.
And dubbed, there were 5 million runtime minutes dubbed on Netflix last year. So there's an interesting report put out a couple of weeks ago. I knew it was somewhere. I was frantically trying to find it then when you asked.
Can I say another quick one in there as well before we go to questions for you, our mystery celebrity? Stick your hand up on the little, the little wheelie thing at the top. Stick your hand up if you prefer subtitles, please. Mine's up.
Definitely.
How many are we getting? I'll be able to add these up later. Oh, we're getting halfway there. Yeah. Yeah. I've tried the dubbing, and I just don't. It just don't sit with me, and I'm obsessed with Walter Presents. If anybody wants to look at anything, if they're looking at other languages, anybody that's watching later after our recording, Walter Presents does a lot of Scandinavic, French, German, Austrian. There are so many different series, like crime series, and they're absolutely brilliant. They're all subtitled. If you're looking for something new, and they do bite-sized ones. So if you're learning a new language, interested in languages, have a look at Walter Present. I think it's through Channel 4. So
just a comment, Sue, about the language dubbing. Just out of interest, I personally prefer subtitles as well. But I'm just wondering whether that's because, as majority of us being native English speakers, we're used to seeing everything, obviously, like films and everything in English, whereas maybe people from other countries are used to seeing American or English films with dubbed voiceover actors. So it'd be interesting to see from other people's opinions who from other countries. Is it normal, or is it still a bit strange hearing people in dub? So, for example, I know Brad Pitt's voice, for example, if we heard that with a dubbed, a dubbed voiceover actor, we'd know instantly, though, that's not Brad Pitt.
I would say
in Spain, the dubbing actor will be most of the time as famous as the real actor. So because everything gets dubbed in Spain, so and you cannot change it. So you cannot change Brad Pitt's dubbing actor from one film to the other, or people will go bananas, because that's the voice they recognize Brad Pitt for.
Absolutely, I agree, Antonio. I saw that in France, and I think it was back in the day. I'll be showing my age now. It was Columbo, and the guy was like, he became a Columbo lookalike, and he was, he must have had this other persona. And they do keep the same. They do tend to keep the same actors for that one actor, don't they? It's come along.
Yeah, even the same tone of voice. They would have the same sort of, the Spanish dubbing actor will be similar in in how they speak, and you know, whether they got like a very guttural voice or very, they'll find someone similar.
Sorry, I know Patrick was trying to say something, so you go first, and then I'll say something too.
I was just gonna say that in Poland, none of the movies is actually dubbed. It's always one person that translates everything. It just he narrates the whole movie. So we're used to that. So you can still hear English voices. You can still hear the voice of Brad Pitt, for example, but it's just translated by one person. And we used to that voice actually being in every single movie that goes in the TV. It's a bit weird, but that's how it is in Poland. So I think the only movie that I watched that was dubbed, it was Harry Potter, and then just like animated movies.
I'm interested in the fact that you can still actually hear the English. That you've got to get your ear to that. I mean, that would take some getting used to, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah,
was thinking that.
at first it would be a bit weird, but I hate dubbed movies, for example, because it looks weird when you know the person, you know the actor or actress, and the voice doesn't match. So I prefer subtitles.
Well, I think when the movies are dubbed, like if the person who listens to them doesn't know the language, the original language, for example, doesn't know English, it doesn't really distract them that much, because for them it's just they don't know what it's talking about. So I guess it's not that easy to get your ear used to it.
Yeah, that's the whole point, Anita, you're absolutely right. Now, look, I have to get back to my mystery guest. Sorry, I will. I mean, I'm seeing some lovely comments coming in, and we'll get to those after. But the mystery guest, I was worried that it was going to be a James Bond baddie then, because I seen Poppy the cat back on his desk. What was she doing in yesterday's meeting? That cat of yours, Tom, when she was patting you on the face when we were having a serious meeting.
All day. She's very needy. She requires more attention than I have to give, and that's how the relationship works.
That's why I have a dog or two. Now, so anyway, he's not dressed up or anything, because obviously that would have given the game away. But our Tom, Jack, he's going to be. He's a mystery guest in there, and we're going to ask him questions that he can only answer yes or no. So anybody that wants to kick us off by asking Tom a question, because we're going to try and figure out who he is.
And basically none of us know other than Tom. I don't think Sue knows, and I know that I don't. So none of us know. So I'm hoping Tom's picked a really famous person, and not just someone that he knows who plays guitar in a band down the road from him or something like that, because that's what he'd normally do. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, just fire away.
Not for Tom, but for you guys, is there a maximum number of questions that we have to get?
Until we get it.
Let's give it 25.
20.
Let's give it 25.
We'll get it.
Are you alive or dead?
Is it your mate from the band that played at the Christmas party a few years ago?
Are you male?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gorgeous?
No.
Oh, we got so far. He's male. Did you say so? Are you male?
Male.
I'm not gorgeous.
Dead or alive?
Are you alive?
Yes. Oh my God, Lucy Ellen's got it straight away.
It's because he said go, just no, and I was like, Boris Johnson.
Right, we spoke about this the other day. And I said he'll give 2 clues and someone will get it. I swear to you.
Listen, we did have a backup mystery guest. Are you prepared or not?
Am I the backup?
No, the cat's the backup. Can you bring the cat back?
So if it's the backup, it will be Priti Patel or what's the other guy? The Chancellor or Rishi Sunak.
Yeah. Well, Boris has gone to Russia, so I'm not sure if he's going to come alive or not.
No.
Can they keep it?
Reserve
Keep him in the Ukraine.
I can have a backup if you. I mean, it's only a matter of thinking of a celebrity, which I've already done in the space.
Do you know what? Next time, I think we'll just get you to dress up. That'd be even funnier.
I think you should have done a wig.
I've got another one if you want to go. Come on.
Start again.
Okay.
Are you male?
No.
Yes to Mark.
Yeah, only to Mark then.
Yeah.
Are you alive?
Yes.
Is it Boris Johnson again? You're not the same person, have you?
Are you in the UK?
No.
Okay.
Are you in the US?
Yes.
Are you Donald Trump?
You're joking. You haven't gone Trump.
He's gone for his twin.
Oh.
You can't be.
He's definitely just changed who it was. I'm not gonna. You definitely just changed.
Are
who
you
it was.
Tom Shaw?
Are you Tom Shaw was mine as well. Yeah.
Are you in
Tom Shaw?
films?
Yes.
Are you over 50?
Yes.
Are you Tom Cruise?
Is it Gorgeous George?
Go on, Gorgeous George. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, wait, you're going to be Brad Pitt.
Hey.
Nice one, Alva.
Well done.
We obviously
My
know.
next guest was going to be Brad Pitt's voice double.
I was thinking of celebrities, and everyone that came into my head, I thought, is that too obscure? So I went for basically the ones that everyone could get. Then you got it very quickly, so it backfired. So well done. And it was originally.
That's what I love about the language sandwich. Like, as Jack knows, it's an informal chat. I love that today we've got so many nationalities on, because that's what our team is, and it's just an exciting change to have so many people. Make it extra large, and just make it that we can all have a little bit of fun. That's what Kick-Off Week's about, isn't it? So I did want to go to the last. What do you reckon, Jack? We go to the last three alphabet.
I think we need a winner. So yeah, I'm going to be honest. If the winner is over in America, they're going to hold that over the team for the rest of the year, aren't they? So I think we need.
Let's not make this UK, US, Europe, US.
That's what it is. That's what it is. This is the Ryder Cup of the alphabet game, as far as I'm concerned. It's Europe against America, and Alicia's winning.
Well, I can see the categories, and we're gonna get shouted at when we see this next one.
Okay.
Sally, you're up.
I'm up.
Yeah, and Jack, you're my independent adjudicator, and didn't we just pull these out of a hat?
We did these very random. No one's got any preferential treatment or any harshly done by or anything like that, Sally. So apologies
That
if you
means
don't
it's
know.
hard.
If you don't know any of these, Sally, then I apologise.
We wanted to make it relevant, and the subject for you, if you're ready with the timer, Jack.
I'm always ready with the timer, Sue.
Languages.
Go.
Arabic, Bulgarian, Czech, Danish, Estonian, Finnish, Georgian, Hungarian, Icelandic,
Japanese,
Korean, Lithuanian, Malaysian, Nigerian,
Oromo.
Oromo?
That's
yeah, Polish.
Is a language. Sorry, is Nigerian a language?
Not really.
Alicia, we've lost anyway. She's miles ahead. It doesn't matter.
Don't know.
I won't have it. I will not have it. Nigerian is not a language.
There is a Nigerian pidgin.
Yeah,
that's
what
what
I meant. Kate.
That was
Yeah,
it.
Kate. Thank you, Kate.
Get that note down. Get that noted down, Jackson.
Well, I believe that you said Polish right on the 30-second buzzer there. So that's P, which is Norwegian. Yeah. See, there's loads. P.
Anyway, get the marks down, because I'm going to move along to Maria.
I'm
Maria,
scared
you've done
now.
this once before, and you did pretty well, actually, if I remember. We're gonna give you your category. Jack's ready with the time.
Ready.
And it's another extra large one, so you've got a few to pick from, which is sometimes a bit more difficult, but you go down one route, but remember, you've got all three areas to go on, okay?
Okay, so
Animals, insects, birds, creatures.
okay.
You ready? Go.
Yes. Armadillo, buffalo, crocodile, dinosaur, elephant, farfalla, gatto, I'm going Italian, hippopotamus, iguana, Jaguar.
Yes. Good one.
Koala.
Lion.
Lizard. Monkey.
And that's your time. Well done. That was really good.
That was
That
amazing.
was very good. Yeah.
That was brilliant because we don't always take into consideration. These are, English is not your.
Yeah. Well, you got to M for Maria, so that was fantastic. I think that was.
I don't think I belong in any category. Oh well, yeah.
No, you don't belong in the category, but you got to. I mean, if I got to J, I'd be happy. So that's all I'm saying.
Say something.
I got to M the last time as well.
Will
Sorry?
we suck?
You said it, not me.
All
You know
right.
what I mean? It's taking part that counts. That's
What
all
I
I'm
would
here for.
say, I always think that
Maria are a lot more. They were just far superior.
They got better topics. I think pizza toppings is very, very vague. So you know what I mean.
You know, Sally, you should have been watching the chat because there were hints coming
flying
in.
I just saw Norwegian coming up. Yeah. Of course, Norwegian. But you can't think of it at the time.
Yeah.
No, it's difficult, isn't it? And we'll go to the last one unless after we've got a last contestant that volunteered, and if anybody does want to have a go after that, after having seen it, I've got a couple of other categories. But we'll go to the last one if anybody's brave enough.
I can see if
before we have a little. We're going to talk a little bit about our technology afterwards. So with Christy. Our Molly Pops is going to go.
Can I just admit defeat now?
I think you'll like this one, mate. I think you'll like this one.
All right. Hit me with it.
Are you ready, Jack?
Always ready.
So I'm going to go with Christy. So your category is drinks or flavours or cocktails. Bring some cocktails.
Oh, God. Right. All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Apple juice, banana milkshake, cocktails.
Yeah, keep going.
Dandelion
and burdock.
Dandelion and burdock. Elephant
What's
juice.
Chat?
Grape juice.
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno juice. Mojito.
And that's your time. And that's your time, Christy. I don't know whether we can let you out. Do we have no? I can see that Antonio is no longer on my screen. Can we have a Spanish judge to see if we'll let Christy have jalapeno juice? Because I'm inclined to let her have that. I'm not going to lie.
Antonio's had to jump into another meeting, Jack. He's put in the chat that he's had to go. I think he's just seen too much of it and he's like, can I allow this to go on?
People dissecting the Spanish language in the way that we are doing. He's not happy and he's had to leave.
Tom has a Spanish baby he can adjudicate.
Yeah. The next thing I was going to ask is, I was going to quickly ask so we can make sure it's in the recording because I don't want it to be too long for people to watch back.
Yeah.
I was going to ask Tom Shaw, if you're around, if you could just give us a little overview of what SmartMate is and how it helps our clients. Would you be able to do me a really quick, summary of SmartMate for our customers? And at this moment, anybody that's watching this back on LinkedIn, if you've got this far, my mystery word is SmartMate. So if you send me that in a message, there'll be a prize.
So first of all, after my session this morning, don't you think it's better to pick on a few people on this call to see if they were listening?
Hey, yeah, that's actually a good idea. So I'll tell you, SmartMate's our technology that I'd say it helps our clients be more efficient. And I'm gonna be really naughty and say it simplifies the complex. They've got everything there visible. That's how I describe it dead quickly. If anybody else is that'd be brilliant. That's actually a very good idea.
If anyone's brave enough, of course.
Who is on the call?
Just shout up. Don't be worried. Don't be scared.
I think I'd like to think everyone knows what SmartMate is. Maybe it's just how to position that. Because I guess the question is, who are you speaking to SmartMate about? Are you speaking to a customer and you want to explain what that is? Are you speaking to a linguist? Are you speaking to your internal team?
Tom, I think your US colleague Alicia is going to stick her head above the parapet here. Go for it, pal.
Go on, Alicia.
It's an online platform that is fully encrypted, so it's fully secure. It allows for secure end-to-end transfer of files. It's where our project managers work, where our linguists work, and it allows for easy transfer of files. It helps us to give visibility of projects end-to-end, and it allows procurement people and people managing budgets to have click of a button reporting to see where they are against their spend, against their budget, and also to make buying decisions for the future.
All right.
She said that before, hasn't she?
Yeah, you've done that before.
Nice one.
I think you've worked. I think you've worked together on this. Like me and Will tried to work on the alphabet game, but that failed.
Yeah, because no one let me have jalapeno.
It'd be good to go around the screen. I'm going to pick on a few people, and I'm just going to say, what's your favourite thing about the language service industry? I appreciate that we're running over a little bit. If anybody needs to jump off, I understand that. So what do you love about your job? And tell us how many languages you speak so that our audience can get a little bit, this is playback, an idea of just how international our team is. So if I go with Kate P.
All right. Okay. Which one? How many languages, or what do I like about the?
What's your favourite part of the industry, and how many languages do you speak?
Well, my favorite part of the industry is that you meet a lot of people from many different nationalities. I love that. And you can learn a lot about the different nationalities through the people that you meet, be it, colleagues, customers, or interpreters and linguists in general. And as far as how many languages I speak, I only speak 2, but I'm trying to learn 2 more. So we'll see how that goes.
When you say only,
yeah.
Brits, we only speak one language. Anyway, I'm lucky that I went to France when I was quite young, so that's the only reason I speak French, and the rest of them I just try my best with. What about Nahid? We haven't heard from you.
Hello.
Hello.
So what I like about languages, I agree with Kate. It's working with different people from different backgrounds, but also I just want to add something else as well. It's the knowledge you get that how far content goes to people, like how far it reaches to people. So that aspect of it. And in terms of languages, let me count. I speak English, of course. Well, a little bit. Dari, Pashto, Urdu, Hindi, and Farsi. Is it?
So just 6 then. Just 6, yeah.
And how many are you learning, Nahid? You need to add a few more, I think, to that list.
Well, I started learning French, but there was nobody to speak with, so that's. Oh, is it Tom? Okay.
I need to practice my French. We can speak each other.
We could have a little French group.
Le français ne pas pratiquer.
I think Nahid should have her own version of the language sandwich, speaking 6. Like, can anyone top 6 languages? That's got to be that's got to be so close to being a record in here. I'm stuck on 1, and that's poor as well.
Will, how many languages do you speak?
Well, it's Portuguese.
I can speak 2 languages, Portuguese and Sinhala, but I only know offensive words. So that's all. And a little bit of French, but
you speak Spanish, as we've established.
Sorry, yeah, and Spanish, obviously fluent.
So that's 5 for Will. He's close. Yeah. He's close.
I've been Spain. I've had paella, so
Again, the Spanish. I'll tell you what, we're not gonna get in serious trouble. So what about Marzia?
Hi. Yeah. I was thinking maybe we can have also a Spanish group, because I would need to practice my Spanish. I don't know if there is anybody else who speaks Spanish. Well, I guess.
Yeah, I need to practice mine too, Marta. But yeah. I feel like we would end up speaking Italian, so probably not just you and me in that group.
Yeah, we'll probably speak in Spanish with Italian accent. Yeah. Yeah, so talking about languages, I speak Spanish, Italian, English, and German. But German not as well as English or Spanish. And I think what is interesting about languages is getting to know different people, as Nahid and was saying, but also for me, from a project management point of view, is when I see, certain concept translated in other languages, and how the target culture can affect that, and how you have to differentiate that, and to take different things into account when you organize a project. Also, the way you speak to supplier or to clients. That's, for me, it's really interesting to see how the language shape a little bit.
Yeah,
the culture.
absolutely. I agree.
Definitely,
I agree
yeah.
with you. It's a whole other episode. And now that we've got some faces on that have been on the language sandwich, I can invite you on, because then it's not quite so scary.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share what the favourite part of the industry is?
For me, I've moved away from the languages. So even though I did my MA in translation, it's interesting to see it from a different perspective, being now compliance manager, because it is actually an industry. And to me, what remains always from when I studied my languages to now that I do something different within the industry is that ability to enable a message to be conveyed in another language, like to allow somebody to understand something that otherwise they wouldn't. And it's not just the, oh, I know, a language or two. It's much wider than that. It's actually being able to convey that message to people who otherwise wouldn't. And it's absolutely fascinating to me, because it's bigger than learning languages.
Yeah, definitely. What I'm going to do is can we can stay on 5-10 minutes after, because it's a good discussion. I'm going to stop the recording after we announce the winner. Who was the winner, Jack?
I think there was a clear winner, and I think that was Sally. Absolutely fantastic effort there. There's not many times you see P in the game, the alphabet game. It's a quality letter. Quality letter.
Foreign countries.
Yeah. I don't think they were being timed properly, though. I have to admit, I was watching that one, and I wasn't sure about your timekeeper that day. But
I'm gonna stop the recording so that we can let people go when they watch this back. It's not too long, and we can still continue with chat if anybody wants to stay for another 10 minutes. Well,
have we stopped recording?
Not quite.
Brilliant.